Okay, so we're going to prepare some flats for planting. This is a 1020 daisy tray, and we're filling these with these 806 type inserts. They're basically 8 6-packs, and normally these come together in a sheet, but these have been used many times and reused, and so we're just going to fill the flat up. And these still have some residue from past use, so I'm going to wash them down, and then I'm going to fill them with soil. Nice thing about doing this is some of the cells or modules here will be full of water, so they're not draining properly. So I keep doing it so they're all draining right and cleaned out. I don't use bleach because I found it to be unnecessary. Okay, so this is the seedling mix we're using right now, called Black Gold, and I really like it. It's organic listed and it wets very well. The seedlings do well. We also have used Sunshine Mix, we've used Happy Frog, we've used a whole bunch of different types, and they've all worked very well. So I'm just going to dump it on. And I'm just going to move it out to the edges here and get all of these modules filled up. Okay, and then take off some of this excess. And then what I do is I just tamp them down lightly with my fingers. Will help them maintain their level once they're wetted. And then I'll put it back on and level them up. Okay. And then those are filled. And then I'll water it. So I'm going to keep it moving. I don't want it to puddle up. Puddled up enough, I'm going to wait a moment and let it infiltrate, and then I'll do it again and again and again until it's good and wetted. You can also tell by the weight of the flats, they get really heavy when they're wetted thoroughly. When they're not, they're pretty light. Okay, so I'll keep doing this till it's ready. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make some holes to plant the seeds. We're planting 2 kinds of seeds today, brassicas, like Asian greens, and lettuce. The brassicas, we're going to take a pencil, and in each cell, or each module, I'm going to poke 2 holes just as deep as the paint here on the pencil. It's about like that. No deeper. 2 in each module, and we're going to put 1 seed in each. And then eventually we will thin them down to 1 per module. For the lettuce, we're not going to do anything to the surface. We're simply going to scatter the lettuce seeds on the surface, and then we're going to put a light mulch of seedling mix over it to cover it. Another way you could do lettuce is you could take the pencil and just scratch the surface a little bit and just break it up. And then put the lettuce seeds in there and then just push it down gently. That's another way. For lettuce, we do not want it very deeply at all. Okay, I'm going to plant some seeds. This is Ruby Streaks mustard I'm going to plant. And I have a label. I'm going to put the label in. And then brassica seeds are like ball bearings. They go everywhere. So we want to be careful that they don't roll all over the place. Also, when we're working in the greenhouse with seeds, we want to keep the seed packet dry, so don't lay it in the wet. And then I'm going to take one seed at a time here, or I can do multiple ones, and I'm going to drop one per hole. Two per hole's okay, we can always thin them out later. And that will do. The extra back. And then to close these up, I'm simply going to pinch them closed like this. I'm not pushing down very hard at all. And that 6-pack is planted. Okay, so this is how I'm going to plant lettuce. I'm going to just scratch the surface a little bit. A little bit. And then I'm going to take the lettuce seeds, which are very small and thin. Okay. And I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of seeds, not much. Ultimately, I want one plant per module here, so. Oop, that was too many. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of smush the surface and tap it down. So these are not getting planted any more than a millimeter or two deep, if that. If you plant them much deeper, they won't germinate properly. Okay, so they're all planted, and now what? Well, we got to keep them moist. When the seeds are in the soil and the plants are not growing yet, they use almost no water. Once the plants get bigger, they'll start using water. And then we got to keep an eye on them. Also, these are sitting on a heating pad. We have several heating pads. And it is the first week in November. And the weather is cooling off. So to speed up germination, I will turn on the heating pad. And it will speed germination. However, it will also dry the soil out. So if you're using a heating pad, you got to keep an eye on these and make sure they're well watered. Also, they're not going to need any fertilizer until the plants are growing and have some true leaves on them. Even then, they're not going to need a lot of fertilizer. There's already some fertilizer in the seedling mix. So that's pretty much it.